We're here today to talk about an indictment of 14 alleged members of the BGF gang, the Black Guerilla Family. Those of you who cover crime in Baltimore are familiar with BGF. It's one of our most significant gang challenges in Baltimore and throughout the state of Maryland. And the indictment today alleges that 14 BGF members were engaged in a pattern of racketeering activity involving drug dealing, extortion, murder, witness intimidation, and other violent crimes in Baltimore City. This case is the result of a long-term investigation conducted with the leadership of the FBI, along with the support of the Baltimore Police Department and the state's attorney's office. It reached out beyond Baltimore into Howard County, which is where the Howard County Police Department came in and provided their support. And it really reflects the way that federal resources can be used efficiently, working with state and local law enforcement to combat significant crime problems here in Baltimore. The case we're bringing today involves a lead defendant by the name of Michael Gray, who allegedly was the citywide leader of the BGF gang. When we talk about the BGF gang, the allegations in this indictment, as in prior indictments, involve charges that the BGF gang is not just a group of random criminals. It's an organized structure where in order to commit murders, people require approval. In order to sell drugs in a particular area, they require approval. And when people don't have approval and seek to sell drugs in a BGF-controlled area, the BGF will either tax them or retaliate against them with physical violence. And that's what's alleged in this indictment. Now, I caution you that these are allegations. These defendants are presumed innocent. But according to the allegations in this indictment, the gang was responsible for at least 2 murders, 2 attempted murders, and 3 overdose deaths. And I want to highlight just one of those crimes because I think it illustrates the crime challenge that we face here in Baltimore. The indictment alleges that on September 11th of 2014, Marshall Spence murdered a juvenile gang member by a shot to the head. He's identified as victim 6 in the indictment. For the next 2 months, Spence allegedly threatened another juvenile who had witnessed the murder in an effort to deter him from cooperating with law enforcement. And that's what the police are facing on the streets. It's critical for us to intervene in these gang disputes in order to take the perpetrators off the streets and eliminate the opportunities for retaliation that fuel some of the increasing violence that we've seen over the past 6 weeks. The indictment also alleges that the defendants distributed heroin, one of the most significant drug enforcement challenges we face here in Maryland and throughout the East Coast and really the United States is the surge in overdose deaths attributable to heroin. And according to the allegations in this indictment, the defendants were responsible for distributing heroin and oxycodone that resulted in at least 3 deaths. And one of the defendants charged in this case was allegedly operating in Howard County, which is why we appreciate the support of Howard County authorities.